Hi everyone, it's Terry from the Gypsy Magpie, and I'm here today with the Graphics Fairy for Tag Team Friday. So today we are going to make a little multi-pocket tag. I've got a few samples here to show you. We've got a pocket on the front, pocket on the back. There's really no right or wrong side to these. So it's made with a single sheet of paper and just embellished a little bit. We've got another one here. Again, one side has 3 pockets. Actually, there's 2 pockets, I'm sorry. And there's one on this side. And this one here. Got a pocket there, a pocket there. Flip it over, there's a pocket on that side. This one's built the same way, and actually either side can be the right side. I have only embellished one side of mine with trim because I actually want it to lay flat tucked inside of a journal, but you really could decorate either side. It doesn't make any difference at all. Either side can be the right side or the top side, however you want to say that. And that one's got so they've just got little things tucked in there. So it's super simple. Like I said, it's one sheet of paper and it's all about how you fold it. So I'm going to move these out of the way and let's get started here. So I've printed a bunch of papers off of the premium member site. I'm not even gonna specify which bundles anything came out of. All you need to do is print on both sides of the paper. And you can use things that have a directional, you know, this has writing, so it's definitely got a top side, and you know, you'd notice if it was upside down. But you can definitely use things with writing. If you are going to have something that's directional on both sides, you have to make sure that it's your top, well, how do I say this? If there were writing on, I'll just show you this way. This would be the one side, and when I flipped it, I need it to be upside down. That's the only way that you'll end up with your writing going the correct direction on both sides of the tag. So again, this is just, it's kind of an all over on the back. It's a great collage paper that she's got. And I just printed these at full size sheet. I had a lot of fun printing with what is meant to be washi tape. So this is a PDF and it's washi. And on the back, I've got a little bit of writing. And the washi tape is fun. It turns out like this. This was another one that was a printable washi. So it was just all different shades of blue. So those were a lot of fun. I've got a directional on that. This is just kind of like a faded worn wallpaper. Really, really pretty. This one, I loved the color of this one. So also when you print full size, I should point out you will always get this white border. Not a big deal. All I did was I just cut it off when I went to go fold up my paper. I just cut that off. And the last piece of paper was this gorgeous washi. Love this color. And that again has a directional. So I'm gonna set them aside and we'll do a couple so you can see how easy it is to fold them. But you're gonna make a few folds. So I'm going to do, and again, you don't have to work with one side over the other. There's not a right side and a wrong side. So I folded it in half. I'm going to open it back up. I'm going to fold it in half this way. I'm going to try to be pretty precise, but it's kind of hard to do it on camera. And I'm going to open that back up again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making these little slashed pockets. And so all I'm going to do is take this corner and I'm going to fold it up to that center line. And I think on camera you might be able to see the line. I probably should have taken a pin and done that, but, and I'm trying to be as precise as I can. If you're not perfect, it's okay. And what that does, when you flip that up, you're halfway there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that in half again, and I'm going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. It just kind of, I am reflattening my creases. And then you've got one side and another. And right there, I mean, that's even kind of cool to just have a pocket in a pocket. But if you want that extra little fold, oh, which side do I want to do that with? I think I'll do it with this side. You take one of the corners, and I fold it forwards and then I fold it backwards, but you can fold it backwards from the beginning. I just find that I get a little bit more of an even strip if I do it this way. So I folded it forward. What I'm going to do is flip that over and refold that. And that way I'm trying to make an even strip right along there. And that's really all you do to make the folds. On mine, I went ahead and I did a little machine stitching. Let me see if I can show that. So I just stitched it on the sewing machine, but I know not everybody's going to want to stitch. So it works just as well with with glue. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit of glue there. And I'm just kind of going along the edges. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of adhesive under that flap so it stays down. And we'll do this one. And I'm not going to put any adhesive there. Just do a tiny little bit there. So I'm going to close that up. Oops. I should have checked that before I put the adhesive on. So we've got this partially glued down, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to catch these little extra edges. That one's down pretty good. So that's glued down, and flip it, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue there. So again, if you want to machine stitch it, it's a quick way to go all the way around, but you really don't have to. So it was just that easy. We've got a pocket here, we've got a pocket there, and we've got a pocket there. If you wanted to, you could leave the top open and do a large pocket, but I kind of prefer to just keep the goodies front and back. The other thing you can do, you can just do the little dog-eared snip and put it into a traditional tag shape. Kind of makes a mess, but that's more of a traditional tag shape. And then of course you can take your hole punch and just go ahead and punch the hole. On mine, I like to use the eyelets, but again, you don't have to use an eyelet. I didn't tie anything in these tags just so that you could get a really good look at the eyelet. But I would probably go, well, no, I would definitely go back, and anytime you can add a little bit more trim, it's great. So I would tie a little ribbon or a piece of twine or something through there. And then you can just kind of embellish to your heart's content. I love this. It was cut, it's printed off of one of the wallpaper bundles, and I just printed a whole sheet of them, and I would just glue it on. I kept my embellishments very, very simple. A little bit of fabric trim, a little butterfly, a little word, feeling lucky. So let's fold another one just to make sure you've got it. Let's do the washi paper. So this one, again, it's got a directional, and I really like it when that is in the center. So I'm going to kind of fold it the same way. I'm going to fold it up. Oh, and the other thing is you'll notice these are slightly different sizes. One is, this one's a little taller, a little narrower. This one's a little wider. You can change the size of your tag simply by the piece of paper you're using. This would be a, oops, not this one. This would be a full sheet. This prints all the way out from edge to edge to edge. The washi, because it's a PDF, it ends up being a little bit narrower, and that is because we've got this little strip of writing on here, and I cut all that off. So I personally, I love the tall, thin pockets. So I will probably always stick with that size. But I'm folding it in half. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to fold that in half again. And I'm going to open that up. And all I'm trying to do is get these fold lines so I know where to fold to. I'm going to fold that one up. Kind of making little dog ears with that. I'm going to fold that one. And fold that up. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay. So now I'm going to take that and fold that in half. Okay. And then again, we have to decide which side we'll flip over. I think this one I'll fold down. So, again, I kind of like to see how far over to fold. And it's paper. I mean, if you fold it and it's a little wonky, all you do is just refold. Yeah, I like that. And that is it. You end up with, again, pocket, pocket, pocket. And all I'm doing is just gluing down those loose pieces, but leaving the pocket itself open. Because a pocket that you can't open is not really a pocket. These are kind of fun. Like, you can just sit there and you can make a ton of them at a time. A little adhesive there. And I think we got it all. Just hold that for a second. Yeah, that's all you do. So once you're done with that, just find something to embellish with, and that's all you need to do. That's kind of big. I think I'll just end up putting a butterfly on. Put a little bit of adhesive on there. Put that on there, and if you wanted to, again, you could go back and you could add some fabric trim if you wanted. It's a great way to use a tiny little piece of trim up. Just butterflies, little words, and that is all you do. Remember, if you want the dog-eared, you do that just by snipping those off. So we've got the dog ears, and again, I'm going to take my hole punch. Give it a punch. If you want an eyelet, go ahead and put an eyelet in, and that's it. But they're just as pretty, and they're straight across. I love this one. I love the blues, and I had to tuck something orange in there. But go through her bundles. I mean, everything is colorful and beautiful, and it was fun. You can make dozens of these in an hour. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll give it a try, and stay tuned next Friday for another Tag Team Friday. Bye-bye.